Hey everyone, welcome back to another video in my softball app series. In this video, I'm going to go over a number of major changes that I made to the app since the last video. The first of them being I have switched the app over to Flutter. The reason being that I wanted to do some quick mocking up of some UI ideas that I had, some user interface ideas that I had, and Flutter is really good for doing quick things like that, but it ended up being so great, and I realized that I could do so much that I switched over completely. The next major change is that I have expanded the scope of this, and I will be implementing Firebase to store like user accounts. Like you can be able to log in and view your team, and stats will now be implemented. You can add games, so you can track wins and losses. I think it's going to be really great. So I have not implemented the Firebase stuff yet. I'm still just doing UI mocking up. In this video, I'm going to do a tour of the new user interface. If anybody's interested in a walkthrough of the Flutter code, I will be more than happy to do so. Please leave a comment if you are interested in that. So first of all, you can see here is the login screen. This is on a Nexus 4 so that I could make sure that everything is scaling correctly, because I normally test on larger devices and emulators. You can log in with your username and password. The password field will mask the text appropriately. On the create account screen, you can add, put in your username, email address, and password. The password field will again mask the text appropriately. The create account will jump you right into the main screen. Same thing over here with login. Here we are. I made it so that when you get to this screen, you can't go back to the login screen. There's no back button in the app bar, and pressing the back button will just close the application. Over here, this is something that I am particularly proud of. This bottom navigation bar with the swiping. But there are a couple of things that are there's a few things about this which is why I'm particularly proud of it. Number one, the swiping and changing the view. I'm really proud of that. You can tap on it as well, and it will slide over. But the thing that's really great is the fact that on the third tab here, you can see here's the first tab is games, second tab is team, where you can view the players. In the games tab, you'll view the games. So you see some text here. Softball games will go here. Team members will go here. And over here in the stats tab, no floating action button. I'm very proud of that. That's really great to me. Because this will just be this is just a view. You won't need to be doing any actions on here. So just how it appears and disappears like that, it's very satisfying. The other thing that's really awesome is depending on the view that you're on, where that has a floating action button, you'll be taken to different screens appropriately. Over here on the games tab, you'll be taken to a new game. Like you can create a new game, and over on the team tab, you can add new team members. So to start with, let's take a look at the games. Adding a new game. Here we are. So we've got this nice little card in the screen. This UI is not complete, but I'm just slapping the basic stuff on there, and even the basic stuff is not complete yet. So you can see it says my team versus whatever the opposing team name is. You can type it in. You can choose whether you are home or away in this little drop down button. You can see I'm printing the selection there in the bottom in the console. It doesn't actually save the state of it's not showing that I selected whatever options, so I don't know what's up with that. You can add the game number, like whatever. Oh, and the other thing is that this all scrolls, which is nice. You can put in whatever game number this is in your season. I'm gonna be adding post-game options, so like if you're adding a previous game that you've already played, you can put in the team name. You can put in also the game number. You should be able to put in whether you were away at home, and you should be able to put in the score. Actually, no, because all that options will be here. You can put in the team name, home or away, game number, but the score you'll be able to add here in the bottom. The save button does nothing yet, but this will take you back to the main screen. It will save the game information in Firebase, and which will show up here in a list view. On the team tab, when you click the floating action button, you're taken to be able to add a new player. So far, I only have player name and position, and also there is some problem here. I have to put this in a scroll view. I'm going to do that right now, actually. I'm going to wrap this center in a single child scroll view. Let's redo that. Yeah. Hang on. Yeah, I don't know why it jumps it to the top, but I guess it's not a big deal. And now when I click that, there we go. The thing that I also don't understand why the scroll view is limited just to this here and not the entire screen, but that'll be something I'll figure out another time. I'm also going to add in some initial stats fields. So you can put in stuff like if you're in the middle of a season and you're using this, like my team, assuming I can get this up and running before the end of my season, which is the end of July, you can put in the number of at-bats. If you already have that information, you can put in how many walks or outs or runs, how many complete games you've played, how many singles, doubles, triples, homers, stuff like that. You can put in some initial stats here. It'll be optional. I probably will want to put it in a drop down, like an expandable. I think it's called an expandable widget. Come to think of it, I probably ought to do that with the post game options over here and adding a new game. That would be pretty neat. Yeah, so all that stuff will be in here, and stats for all the players will show up as I guess sort of like a leaderboard. I think that would be pretty neat. Like in the team stuff, I think every list tile should have like an expandable so that you can see their stats, but you can see like a global, like a leaderboard, and you can filter it based on whatever stat you want to see. Stuff like you want to see at bats, you want to see games played, you want to see batting average or whatever. I think that would be really, really neat. So there would be like a filter button up here on the app bar, or perhaps a floating action button. No, that wouldn't be appropriate. Yeah, an action button over here on the app bar probably would be the best. Eventually, I will make the app bar say the team name. I'm not quite sure how to, like, where I want to have the user put in the name of their team just yet. So that's that. So yeah, that's the tour of the UI. I've renamed the app. Instead of Softball Lineup, I'm calling it MySoftballTeam. Kind of like, like MyFitnessPal, kind of how like all the words in that one word are capitalized. So if I do a full restart and get back to the main screen, you'll see MySoftballTeam. I think that'll be a nice name for the app. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna put this code on GitHub and make the link, put the link in the description in case anybody wants to see it. And again, if anyone wants to see a walkthrough of the Flutter code for all of this, for all the previous stuff that I've done, I'll be more than happy to make a video walking through that code. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.